Hi, everyone. My name is Jesse Robbins, and welcome to LPLE from Dialogue FM. We're the podcast that lets you practice listening in English. We speak English slowly and clearly so that you can follow along and understand native English speakers more easily. I'm excited to help you improve your English listening skill, as well as help you learn new vocabulary, grammar, and idioms commonly heard in conversations among native English speakers. If you want to practice listening in English, then we invite you to join our conversation. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Jesse.
This week is a special week in American culture. This week is the Thanksgiving holiday. So today is Wednesday, and Thanksgiving always happens on a Thursday, which in this case is tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'd like to ask, what are you going to do for Thanksgiving, a 4-day holiday?
Well, first of all, I will, of course, call my family early in the morning to wish them happy Thanksgiving, because if they didn't live 1,500 miles away from me, we would be, of course, celebrating together. As it happens, my husband and I are inviting two friends who are very close friends, but I think we have in America Christmas and Thanksgiving friends, people that maybe you don't see very often during the year, and because maybe your lives are very different, but for some reason or other, they either are part of your family or they feel like it. And I have friends that I see only at Christmas and at Thanksgiving. And that doesn't mean we aren't friends. It's just they're Thanksgiving friends.
Do those friends live far away, or do they live close?
Most of them live fairly nearby, maybe half an hour or an hour drive. One lives next door.
For our Thanksgiving, my wife and I created a new tradition. Because we have a 4-day holiday, that means we have 4 days with which to enjoy eating and drinking with friends and family. For the actual Thanksgiving holiday, which is tomorrow, for the first half of the day, my wife and I are going to make food for the homeless. So we started doing that last year. It was just a quick idea that I had that my wife immediately agreed to. We decided that because she and I don't like to cook a turkey, and because we are going to have dinner with her family and then later on with our friends, my wife and I were thinking about what kind of family tradition did we want to create for ourselves. So, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, which is basically for many of us, for all of us, being thankful for what we have, we decided to make food for a small homeless area near our house. Last year we made chow mein, which is a American style Chinese noodle dish, and we made spring rolls. So this year, I don't know what we're going to make. My wife is a great cook. She's the chef in the house. So I will let her decide, and I will offer support. I will help her where she needs help. And then later on in Thursday night, we are going to go to her family's house for a bigger dinner. And then on Friday, we are having a special gathering, a special party for friends. That's it. And then Saturday and Sunday, we relax. We maybe watch football, but primarily we just hang out at the house.
This sounds wonderful. It sounds as if you are not going to participate in Black Friday, which is supposed to be the biggest shopping day of the year, which is the day after Thanksgiving. I suppose one reason it's become so popular is that so often it's both Thanksgiving Thursday and Thanksgiving Friday that we have as a holiday. And people use that time to get ready for Christmas. Do you understand Black as meaning this is the day in the year when all the stores actually start to get into a profit? Is that your understanding?
That's exactly my understanding. So in the English language, when we talk about accounting, the term in the red means that a business is losing money or is not making much profit. They're actually, when we say a business is in the red, that means that they don't have enough money to pay their debts, to pay their employees, whatever. It's usually considered a bad thing. In the black means that a business is profitable, meaning that they are making profit. Black Friday is the time of year, as you pointed out, the time when retailers, which means any kind of store that sells something, becomes profitable for the year. And it's for the exact reason you mentioned, which is many people immediately start thinking about Christmas the day after Thanksgiving. It's a good time, right? Because for retailers want to take advantage of the fact that many people have 4 days off, a 4-day vacation. So if people are already thinking about what to buy their friends and family for Christmas, and they have an extra day off, retailers wanted to encourage people to come to their store. So you're correct. My wife and I do not participate in Black Friday. It's very chaotic. The stores are very chaotic. There's people running, there's screaming, there's shouting. Honestly, it's quite embarrassing as an American for us to participate in that tradition. Some people like it. I respect that, but it's just something I cannot do.
No, I can't either, because I've just had usually a beautiful family day and just a lovely time relaxing and being with friends and being thankful. And I have never done a Black Friday yet in my life, but it is a tradition. Something I think is very interesting is that Thanksgiving has become such a strong holiday that even though it's really just a meal together, people will often get on a plane and fly all the way across the United States just to have that Thanksgiving meal with friends or family. It's quite remarkable what we have made of this holiday in our minds, because it's really just eating a meal together. It's quite remarkable.
Well, the question arises, why not do that other times of the year?
That too.
Because if you think about it, the tickets for trains and airplanes are extremely expensive.
That's right.
During the Thanksgiving holiday. And the airports and the train stations and the bus stations are very busy. So I agree. It's quite interesting that we pick Thanksgiving and then Christmas to concentrate all of our efforts into traveling to meet somebody for dinner.
Or to be together. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's partly because it's a holiday that just about all Americans celebrate, no matter what the religion is. And of course, in the Christmas is of course Christian, and there are Jewish and Muslim holidays around that. But it could be that it's the one completely secular holiday that we all share.
I'm glad you mentioned religion because, yes, modern day Thanksgiving in American is rather religion agnostic. There's no real religion involved in modern day Thanksgiving. However, it's slightly different from the past. So I wanted to quickly talk about what the original meaning and purpose of Thanksgiving was. And for many of our listeners internationally, you might actually understand this meaning more. As I understand it, and as I'm reading it here online, the actual first Thanksgiving wasn't really this kind of big deal. It wasn't a big event. It wasn't a national holiday. The very first Thanksgiving related to when the first American settlers came to North America. That was in 1620.
Long time ago.
A very, very long time ago, right? Now, when we think about that time period, the people who came to America came by boat. And they weren't fancy boats. So many people died along the way. Now, when you settle a new place, when you arrive in the new place, make it your home, and build a new society there, you need many people. Well, as we're reading here, out of the original 102 colonists who came to America, 46 died along the way.
And did they all die in the ship or during the first months when they settled? Was it both, or?
It sounds like it was both.
Uh-huh.
So people perished on the trip over, and then when they arrived, it sounds like many also did not survive. So, one, there's now a problem because you lack enough people in order to create your new town, your new society. And furthermore, the winter in the area where they landed is very harsh, very cold.
That was Massachusetts, right?
I believe so, correct.
Which we know is terribly cold.
Oh, yeah.
And snowy and so on.
If you look at any video around December or January about the weather in the northeast part of the country, the weather is usually really bad. Lots of snow. So, what happened was the Native Americans who were already living in that part of the land offered to help these new immigrants into the country establish themselves by helping them farm, by basically helping them to survive the cold winter. So remember, these are people from England who were fleeing their original country and coming to build a new town, a new country on their own, they are the immigrants. The Native Americans were helping them survive the cold winter. The following year, in 1621, the Pilgrims survived. And so when they harvested their farm, they wanted to express their gratitude to the Native Americans who helped them survive the cold winter. And they also wanted to celebrate that they survived together as a new colony. So they were very thankful and they were giving thanks.
And I think it was religious in that case to some extent, because certainly these were Christians who were leaving because they had a different kind of religion from other people in England. And I'm sure their thanks was directed to their God on that first Thanksgiving Day.
Now, the meaning of Thanksgiving would start to change between the early 1600s and the meaning it is today. So, the meaning of Thanksgiving changed from being thankful to the Native Americans who helped them to being thankful for the good fortune that these town people now have, to being thankful for winning a battle against their former England, to now being thankful for food and friends and family and football. I mean, so over time, the meaning has changed. Also, it wasn't a national holiday, right? It didn't become a national holiday until 1941. The first Thanksgiving was 320 years before that.
But it was always remembered. One of the things that interested me was something you said before we started talking on this broadcast, that the Thanksgiving celebration, the first and also subsequent ones, was somewhat related to an English custom, the harvest, which I think you said lasted 30 days, and it would be early autumn, late summer, when they had a good harvest, and those celebrations went on for 1 month. We just celebrate one day.
That's right. In other cultures, celebrating the harvest, and now, in case people don't know what a harvest means, you're a farmer and you plant vegetables, and then a few months later, you go back into your farm and you collect the vegetables and the fruits so that you can eat it and survive. So that's a harvest. Now, as a society, harvesting together means that you can grow your society together.
Yes.
Everybody had to participate in the harvest. Well, that's actually very similar to many other cultures, right? In the Harvest Moon Festival, or the Spring Festival when things start to bloom, many other cultures share this same tradition of being thankful for and celebrating the fact that their town had a good harvest.
Yes.
So right now, we're, if anything, thankful for what we have, which is fantastic. And from that, we can look forward to well, at least we can start to look forward to the official start of the holiday season, right? Where we have Christmas and New Year's, and then to a beautiful 2017, which we can only hope will be better than this year.
We can definitely hope that.
Thank you for listening to this episode of LPLE. Let's practice listening in English from Dialogue FM. Subscribe to LPLE on iTunes to hear the latest episodes, or listen to past episodes on our website, dialogue.fm. That's dialog.fm. If you have questions or comments about English, or if you would like for us to use a word, grammar, or idiom in our conversation so you can learn how to use it correctly, we would love to hear from you on Twitter at dialogue.fm or Facebook at facebook.com/dialoguefm.